Hello everyone, welcome again in this channel. So we have already covered few pages, like we have already read 32 pages. Now we are going to moving further, and as you can see, if you haven't seen earlier video, just go back, and if you want, just go back and watch all those. I think four videos are available on YouTube in my YouTube channel. You can go there and then watch it, because if you will get into the next video, it will be difficult for you to recognize what I said earlier. Okay, so before moving further, you should watch all those videos, right? And what I'm trying to saying you, like, there are lots of content in this book you're gonna find, so don't missed out all those steps, because it is necessary to understand all those steps. When you will move further, you will have a lots of information, and then you will also have to connect all those things. It is not compulsory to cover all these books, not it is need, but also you need to recognize all those uh, contents that is available in this book. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. I have already covered 32 page, 32th page, but uh, again I'm going to read this just to for the clarification and to remember the last 32 page. Okay, now let me zoom in. Choosing how to frame moments in comics is like choosing camera angles in photography and film. There are differences such as the role that size, shape, and positions have on comics panel. But to think of that frame as the reader's camera is a useful method for. This is the device by which you can grab the readers by the shoulders, guide them to the right spot. Now look, okay, and tell them you are here. Readers will assign importance to characters and objects placed in the center. You can't kill all of us, Frank. Not that he is suggesting anything, and some comics artists oblige by putting their most important subject there. So, what author wants to say? So, if you have a camera, you can use. Otherwise, you can see as the author what he's doing. Like he has a frame, uh, rectangle kind of frame, I think, and you can use it for your comic strip. So that will be very comfortable for you to recognize where the positions of the character will be stabilized, right? So that will be better, and also it is convenient to do these things. Even if you don't have camera, you can use your mobile, so it will be comfortable for you. Okay, but that center can also point us toward less tangible ideas such as the motion of an object, a mysterious absence, a distance about to be crossed, a distance crossed already, or the unseen object of a character's attention. Okay, we have already covered, I think, 32, 35 pages. I'm sorry, I'm moving further. Okay, now let me read again this one. I remember I read this also, but still I'm gonna read this, because we have already covered choose of moment, choose of frame, sorry, choice of frame and choice of image. Now we have covered choice of image. Now we are moving further, choice of word, choice of flow. Okay, I want to share with you something. Like when we are saying about word, we know how the word is important in our life. Like whatever we are speaking, behind this there is a motto to saying whatever we are saying, right? So the power of word, what I'm trying to saying you, the power of word. So whatever you are saying, keep in mind whether it is wrong or right. You should keep in mind. You can't say anything like whatever is in your mind and you're gonna say and people will like, definitely not. You have to be aware, like what the word means, right? Okay. No matter what style of image you choose, your character pictures first and most important job is communicate quickly, clearly, and compellingly with the readers. We have already covered, so it depends on your style, the way of your art, how you make your art. I mean to say the artistic way, because every artist has their own style. Style is nothing but just the way of art, because maybe you will have a different style and I will have a different style. So that's what. Okay, we already covered this now, and we also read about stickman. Now I'm going to moving further. Now I think I can read from here. The stances and expressions of characters, even when silent and in the background, can give readers a wealth of information about their emotion and attitude. So basically, when you are making panel and only you have a two character, so you can't express all the expressions, like when someone is laughing and behind there are lots of people who is also laughing. That means you can recognize, you can see there, like someone is laughing and behind that someone is laughing. That means there is some joke, that's why they are laughing, definitely. So that's why the author wants to say the stances and expressions of characters, even when silent and in the background, can give a reader a wealth of information about their emotions and attitudes, definitely. So I remember while I was making my comic strip, that time in my panel there was only two characters. And I think if you are a beginner and in the beginning, what you can do, start with the two characters, because for conversation you should have at least two characters, then you can conversate, right? And then after as you will have a much idea about how can I draw different characters and backgrounds, then you can go further, go ahead, right? Okay. A minor detail in the art can foreshadow foreshadow major developments in a story. Again, a minor detail in the art can foreshadow major developments in a story. So basically, when you are making a panel and there is less detailed something, if you have made a, like you can see here, you can see the key, it is not much detail. Like we have a key and you can see how detailed it is, but in this panel it is simple, right? And that is what the author wants to say us. An abstract, expressionistic or symbolic image can strengthen the recounting of an intensely felt emotion. I wanted to burn my memories. I don't know what he wants to say, and it is a kind of abstract painting, like I want to say sketching. I don't know what he's saying. Let's see. An extreme stylistic choice can invest every moment of story with an overreading mood. So someone is interested to read the books again and again, then definitely you are a success person. You wrote the story in very well, definitely. The ultimate test of clarity in comics artwork is in how well it delivers on the basic intent of each panel. Yeah, you might already be able to draw like Michelangelo, but if it doesn't communicate, it will just die on the page. While a cruder but more communicative style will win fans by the hundred of thousands. Definitely, what I think, let me tell you about myself. If you know very well drawing, and if you are making comic panels and you don't have idea like how can I connect the pictures with the words, and the readers are not able to determine what really you want to say. So if you have an idea, lots of idea, and you practiced a lot, then definitely you will have a good idea to make the story better, and then you will be able to convey the story to the readers, and that is what at the end we want. Okay, question numbers 1: will readers get the message? So he's asking, will readers get the message? Oh, let's see the panel, what is written here. Oh, the next aspect of clarity in comics storytelling is your choice of words, of moment, of frame, of image, of word. Words can be a powerful ally in the struggle to communicate. They bring with them an unparalleled level of specificity. There is no image so vague that words can't look into a desired meaning. On the bright side, I got my caffeine. On the not so bright side, we got mugged on the way home. Sorry. And some specific concepts and names can only be clearly expressed through words. Yeah, I think sometimes we are expressing our feelings without any words, and the readers can read it without any words, definitely. But also, if you are connecting the words with the expression, that will definitely be helpful to readers to recognize, to determine whatever you want to say, right? Okay, look at there, what is in this panel. Oh hey, look, it's Kelly Donovan, twin brother of the guy who played Gender on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, plus Humphrey Bogart, wearing a Freddie Mercury mask and a robot duplicate of former UN Secretary General Boutros Ghal. What the hell? He actually introduced himself. So I'm not going to explain what he wants to say. Okay, what he is saying. I was in a couple of episode. What kind of episode? I don't know. Play. It's 5 a.m. I bring you click message of peace. That with just pictures. Okay. Words can be used to compress a story, summing up vast changes in a single caption as seen in scene to scene transition. 10 years later, is that all? Let's see the what is in this comic strip. 10 years later, is that all? 666. So something, there is money, so that's why he's taking, that's why 666. Okay, next panel. Meanwhile, can we afford this? You bet. A long time ago, in a galaxy far far away, a long time later, and much much closer. Hi, may I take your order? Oh, some panels are there, so you can understand what he wants to say. And of course, words take center stage when reproducing the fine art of conversation. Let's see the conversation. Well, you know what they say, the best things come to those who wait. Makes me wonder if they work for DMB. So, who are you waiting for anyhow? So you can see here how they use the word between these guys, like there is a girl and there is a boy, and they are having conversation, right? Words alone have been telling stories clearly for millennia, they have done just fine without pictures. So definitely when you are saying when there is only one person who is telling something, that means it is a kind of story when you are explaining something, right, in a better way. That is the story. And when you want to two or three different characters, then you have to make them like they are having conversation, right? So that is comic strip. But in comics the two have to work together seamlessly enough that readers barely notice when switching from one to another. Like as you can see here in this panel, the girl is saying something and at the same time the boy is saying something, so you can see how they are having conversation, right? And you can see the choice of word. I have a whole chapter on this subject, but for now suffix it to say that the secret of communicating clearly with words is just to let words do what words do best. And when a picture is the better solution, to let them get out of the way. Okay, so the author wants to say basically if you are perfect in the pictures, if you are perfect in making characters, then let them go and try to be your best and then express your expressions with the characters. And also if you are perfect in words, like your choice of words are better than your character designing, then definitely you can go ahead with that. So that will also help you. But at the end, if you if you are perfect in both of them, then you can put all those things in your comic strip. Finally, after choosing just the right moments, frames, images and words, all that's left is your choice of flow, how you guide your audience through your work from beginning to end. So I want to share with you something like in the beginning I was very interested to write a comic strip, and when I started to write something, there was something in my mind and I was thinking I should write in my comic strip and then I should connect with the pictures. But that time I realized only after few words, like only after one pages, I got stuck. I was thinking how can I continue with my pictures and with the words, and how can I finish my story. Even I remember one day once uh, a brother was saying me like I am making a book, kind of book, like a picture book, and he was saying I am working on that for 7 years. So, and that is what I don't want. Like if you want make, then you should practice a lot, then you will be able to draw. And definitely it is not easy to make the whole book within 10 days or 15 days. Definitely it will take time. I don't know how does it will take, but after a lot of trying, or also you, if you have a lots of skill, sorry, I'm not trying to tell you lots of skill, if you are perfect in skill, like you can draw from your imagination very well and you have a story, then what you gonna do, just connect all these things and then give 1 hour for only 1 hour once in a day. That is sufficient, and continue with 1 month, and it is sufficient. And also you can do other works whatever you are doing, so that is sufficient, bro. And that is what I was trying to tell you. So to be continuous, it will you have to be patient, otherwise it is not easy. And also uh, art is not like you started right now and then you will finish, doesn't mean anything. You should have to be continue, and we don't know how does it will take, but we will have to continue. Okay, moving further. Between panels, your choice of flow will rely on the unwritten contract between artist and readers, which states that panels are read left to right first, then up to down. Definitely, when I was reading when I was reading a book, a comic strip. That time I was quite confused, like should I go to the left to right, or top to bottom, or bottom to top, or left corner, or right top corner. Where should I start first? I didn't know idea, didn't have any idea. So so it is also important when the readers are reading your book, they have cleared, like don't make him confused or her confused. Make it easy, or in a good way, like they can understand easily, and they can move further in a flow. And that is what the author wants to say us. Between panels, your choice of flow will rely on unwriting contract between artist and readers. So basically he want to say, in your panel and your word, so word will take you to the another step. I mean to say, when you are reading something and you know what the character is saying, and then definitely after two panels you will find what should be get the I mean to say, the another character will what gonna say, you can find it at the same time. So that is what you can do for fluency. Okay, like as you can see, there is no specific way, like you are making up panels 1 2 3 4 5. It is not necessary. Like you can see, the arrow is going through this panel and this panel, this one and this one and this one, at the end this one. So you can't recognize if you don't have idea about the words. Like you will start from here, you will think the words has been started from here, and then second here, and then here. Then how will you recognize? So it's not responsibility for readers. The comic artist will have to take this responsibility and have to decide whether it is in a right way or in a wrong way. Then he will be able to convey the story, and this is what we want to achieve while making comic books. And that within each panel, the same principles will apply to captions and words balloons. So basically, when we are making comic books, the balloon is an important part, where which of the persons are saying, you can make them convey by showing the balloon. It also means being on the lookout for any part of the creative process that can help or hinder that flow. Choice of moment, choice of frame, choice of image, choice of words, and choice of flow. So basically we were discussing about 5 important things: how we can choose a moment, how we can choose a frame. We have learned about how we can choice of image and choice of words and choice of flow. So these 4 points are very important while you are making a comic strip, while you are making pictures with words, right? So, okay, the easiest way to avoid panel to panel confusion is just keep it simple. But if you like to mix things up, keep a lookout for certain inherently confusing arrangements like this, or in which habit will send your readers left to right, leaving the lower left hand panels unread. Definitely. And producing just enough split second confusion to yank readers out of the world of the story. Sure, there are ways to compel readers' eyes to move in the right direction. Just make sure your layout is serving your story instead of the other way around. Unless, of course, you want to go experimental route, as I something do, but that's a whole other book. Another source of which comes next: confusion occurs when panel arrangements are obscured by too many fourth wall breaks and broadless images. Like as you can see here, it is very difficult to determine where the first panel is started and where is the last panel. But in this panel it's quite easy to determine, but also it is not I mean to say it is not a comfortable, like when you started and you don't want to get distracted. You want to make your fluency better and you want to be continue, right? When you started the first panel and then you want to go with the last panel of this book, right? The composition and motion in your frames can help guide the reader's eye, but make sure they are being guided in the right direction. How your choice of frame changes from panel to panel can also affect the reading flow. By rotating the viewing angle too far between panels, characters can seem to switch panel places, creating confusion. Yeah, right. These woods are haunted. We must repeat. Let's see what is in this panel. It's true, there is no time to lose. It will tell the captain, and I will start the tank. Oh, what is this? Wait, who said that? You did, your moron. Okay, okay. Consider showing your work in progress to a friend to catch such mix-ups in the rough planning stage and in the finishing out, of course. Choice of flow partially about clearing your reader's paths of obstacles to a smooth reading experience. Equally important, though, is how the sides along that path draw the reader's eye. Not all pictures are created equal. Readers focus on areas of changes and relevance to the story, while background details and repeated elements just fade from view and are ignored. Looking at the tablecloth in that last panel didn't think so. There is no way to force readers to take a specific path, but with experience you can reliable predict what they will pay attention to and be distracted by, and use that knowledge to your advantage. So basically, when you are trying to convey something and you started to write something, but you should keep in mind whenever you started to write, and whatever the words in your mind, the choice of if you have a choice of good moment, good position, good pictures, good drawing, and choice of good words, like the five things that we have already discussed. If you have a good choice in that case, then you can start with in a simplest way, and you can what you can do, you can imagine first, and that will be in your mind. And then what you can do after that, you can write the story. First of all, you can write the story and then draw all those pictures in your mind, and then after try to connect all those steps. While connecting, keep in mind, be in the simplest way. Like you can start to convey the child first, and then after you can move further. That will be the best way, I think. Your readers are humans just like you and me, and we all sort information the same way. Definitely, when you have an idea, not an idea, we have already idea, like every human has a same kind of a feelings, same kind of a thought. So that's why, if someone can understand your story, if you can understand your own story very well, then definitely you can convey someone. But also it depends on your skill. If you have a great skill, then you can convey someone in a very well direction. So if you have a story, it is not good enough. And but if you are very skillful while talking someone, while making someone understand, while making pictures, so that is also depends on your knowledge, right? So while presenting something, you should have some practice before that, then you will be able to convey something, right? So every day our five senses take in an overwhelming amount of information. Yet we quickly separate out what we care about from the chaos and direction our attention towards it. Yeah. So basically, I want to share you something. Like whatever we are saying, like I have a philosophical language, then you will also you if you will have a philosophical language, not necessary, but if you will have a philosophical I mean to say philosophical language, like when you are while speaking you are using human, you are using materialism, you are using idealism, you are using your five senses, that is not in our study in every days, right? So we are, if we are having conversation like these kind of words, then we can make easily our own story, because only few things that is universal, if we will have in our mind, that definitely we're gonna move further in a very good direction, in a right direction. And also you don't want to give the wrong words, right? You don't want to make someone's understand in a wrong way, definitely. So if you will have some universals words like I have a five senses, and also you have a five senses, and every human has a five senses, there is no no one can deny it, like everyone has a five senses. On this basis we can evaluate whatever we want to evaluate, like if we are talking about eating something, that time we can talk about mouth, the one part of our five senses, right? Mouth, eye, ear, skin. So these are the five senses that we are using in our daily life. Like right now you are using your ear and eye, these are also the senses. I mean to say there are only five senses and that we are using daily. And at the end of the day, it's that flow of selected moments that we remember, and all those other sensations are left on the cutting room floor, sorry. In comics you can do a lot of that cutting beforehand to ensure that the flow of images readers see are exactly the ones you want them to see, in the order that best service your storytelling goals. Webcomics have introduced view opportunity for and potential obstacles to flow. Daily strip and screen fitting comics pages flow in much the same as their paper and in cousin, and reading them is a pretty instructive process. So also there is a best way while making comic strip, or while you are going to make a comic book. So before moving further, what you can do is start with the simple comic strip, like something you did in your whole day and you have a good thought about it, you can write on your diary, and then after you can make on a strip, and you can imagine the face of your friend, and that time you can draw on your simple white paper and try to make all these short kind of script that will be help for you to make the long story. But many multi-page webcomics yank readers out of the story by constantly forcing them to scroll, then hunt, then click, then scroll. Some new experimental formats are distracting by their nature, of course, but even these can allow for smooth reading if all the navigating is done with a single control like an arrow key. Okay, no matter what shapes your comics take, as long as navigating through them is a simple instructive process, that process will be transparent to the reader, and the reading flow can be continued uninterrupted. We will get down to some nuts and bolts regarding this topic in chapter 5 and its online extension, chapters 5 and half. So that's for the today's, guys. See you in the next video and catch you later. Thank you. Bye.